Hey y'all. So I'm doing a quick little setup video before my vlog today because my one prior to this was called Face and Embrace Part 1, and it was my journey to fibromyalgia. And so Face and Embrace Part 2 is the one that's coming up right now. And I did it because I never expected, once I decided to really face and embrace my fibromyalgia in a new way, that I would be faced with a 4.6 earthquake. So a day and a half before I'm ready to leave Kona, a 4.6 earthquake happens. It is midnight and I am out. I am sound asleep. From 10 to 12, I think that's when I get my best sleep. And the bed starts shaking, the house starts shaking, things start rattling, things start falling over. I wake up terrified. My whole body is in lockdown. I am freaking out. I've never been in an earthquake before. I had no idea what was going on. It was bad, y'all. It was so bad. Needless to say, the rest of the night, I did not sleep. My body hurt from head to toe. And even though my mind was telling my body it was all okay and everything was fine, it was no big deal, my body was telling me something different. I decided to vlog my travel day. It was a great distraction for me, and it actually helped me to not focus on how my body was feeling, because instead I was thinking about vlogging. Enjoy my travel day from Kona, Hawaii to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Good morning. Definitely have some sleepy going on this morning. Thankfully, because I did sleep pretty good. So I needed that after that earthquake. And went to some friends of Kyle's last night for some tacos, and that was wonderful. We got home in a good time though and went to bed. And so I am now washing my sheets from my bed where I slept, kind of sort of packed. So I leave here in about 2 hours, I guess. Catch my flight to Honolulu, and then from Honolulu to Atlanta, and Atlanta to Chattanooga. And I should arrive there about, I'm not real sure. I keep getting confused. I think it's 2:30 or 3:30 in the morning, Hawaii time, and then it's like 9, but that doesn't make sense. So I don't know, whatever reason, I can't seem to figure it out. Could be brain fog. I'm just gonna let it go and stay in the moment and sleep as much as I can on that flight and see how it goes on that last flight. See how it goes. Not the last flight. Yeah, I do have brain fog. On the flight from Honolulu to Atlanta. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm just not alive. Okay, coffee time. Well, my big day is about to happen. I love to travel. I don't mind airports. I enjoy watching people, and I really, I don't mind being on the plane for a while. And so I'm hoping today my fibro just behaves. Since I got a good night's sleep and I'm not hurting this morning, can't decide if I've got brain fog, so that's a good sign. So I'm just going to say I don't and get that mind going in the right direction. And so we'll just see how the day goes. So I've been watching some more vlogs of fibromyalgia daily vloggers, and I have mixed feelings. Mayo taught me something about not talking about your stuff, because the more you talk about it, the more you feed the neurological malfunction that's going on. And so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work for me in talking and trying to vlog my days, because I don't want the reminder, because every time I think about or talk about it, then it is a reminder that I don't feel well. And I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. So we'll see. So what I'm trying to think of is Mayo used something called pain behaviors. They talked about it a lot. And they defined a pain behavior as something that you do, think, respond, anything that you do that reminds you or others that you're in pain. One of my pain behaviors is this. And this is just something that I do when my head feels heavy and my body's just not feeling very energized. But this is one of my pain behaviors. So when I do this, supposedly that Mayo thinks that it sets up that neurological cycle that's automatic that says to my body, oh, she doesn't feel well. Well, I don't feel well, but if I want to break the if I want to break the neurological cycle that's going on, I have to stop doing that and start belly breathing or do a distraction or anything that they taught me in my tool belt. Get up and move around. Go get a drink of cold water. So the minute I notice I'm doing something that is a pain behavior is rubbing. If my leg's hurting and my hip's hurting and I rub it, or I go to do stretches when they aren't on my schedule to go do. And so CSS, Central Sensitization Syndrome, is supposed to recognize these pain behaviors, and then as I distract or I do something different, then it stops that pathway from where the pain is to my brain so that it's not going off as much. It's still going to be there. The chronic pain is not going to go away, but if I can stop those pathways from firing so much, then it will be less. And I will say that it is true. I have been doing this for 10 months, working on my pain pathways and my distractions and doing what Mayo taught me at the pain rehab. And I am better. I am functioning at a much higher level than I was when I went to the pain rehab. So I believe it works. And I think for me, education teaches me things. And then if I grasp it in my mind, oh, that's working. I can see that. That's common sense to me, how that works. And so this neurological dysfunction, malfunction, and then feeding these pain behaviors that my body automatically is doing for me, because I've done it for so long, because it's chronic. I've been in pain for so long that my body automatically responds in a certain way. So all I'm doing, I think, is just lessening the fire by not feeding those pain behaviors. So talking about them in the vlog is feeding that pain behavior, but I also see it as education. So that's why I'm not sure how this is going to work for me, because every time I talk about it, is it going to then be feeding that pain behavior and cause that neurological cycle to kick up and the fire to get higher and my body to have more difficulty with the brain fog and the chronic pain and the, I can't even think of the fatigue, the third symptom that I have the most of. When I decided to do this vlog, I was doing it to learn the educational side of YouTube, the side of using a vlog stick, just using my camera, getting myself out there so that I would not be thinking about my pain. So I just can't decide, is this the direction I'm supposed to go in to vlog about it so that others can learn and that others can maybe not be in chronic pain all the time, because this is working for me. And so I would really like for it to work for other people. So I'm definitely going to put the link down below for the Mayo Clinic and Dr. Sletten. And he has put out a recent video that really encompasses all 3 of the videos that I watched when I went last July. So it's an updated version. But I think watching all of them is healthy. So I'm going to put all of them in there. And maybe you can decide for yourself if your chronic pain has become CSS, Central Sensitization Syndrome. And if that is the case, then maybe you can get the knowledge of how this is a malfunction in the neurological system. And yes, the pain is real, the pain is there. And your body is sending signals that aren't helping you, aren't helping me. And so by recognizing my pain behaviors and learning to distract, and it's like clipping off those neurological pathways that are malfunctioning. And if I can learn to do it long enough, I think that my pain level and my lifestyle can be better all the time. I think that it can just be better and not be in pain all the time and not have the brain fog. And when I think about having a neurological click going on within me, I want to stop that pain behavior. And so if this is working and this is real, then I want to vlog about it so I can tell people about it. But is it going to then in return cause me to have more of my own issues? Or is it going to cause me to practice my tools that I've been given? So, because this is one of the tools. I love it that I am learning so much on YouTube. I'm one of those I can put on an Instagram post thinking it's a story, or a story it's a post, and then not know how to delete it, or it goes out in vertical or horizontal and I need to change it. I mean, it's some crazy stuff you can do when you don't know what you're doing. So the educational side of it has been really good for me. And so that is a distraction, which is helping stop my pain behavior. Yep. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to go shower and get my suitcase closed up and get ready to head to the airport, drop off my little car from Turo. I tried something new this time. I didn't go with Hertz or some rental place from the airport. I went with an app called Turo, Turo, and it worked out well. So it was about the same price, to get a car from Hertz. But I will say the car is much cleaner, and the process was so easy. It was sitting in the parking lot waiting on me, and the key was in a lockbox in the back, so I just opened it. It was unlocked. They had just dropped it off. So I opened it up, took the little lockbox out from the code they had given me, and got in, and off I went. So I'm returning it today the same way I got it, so I don't have to go through a line to get it and sign, my life away on the forms with Hertz or whoever that I use there at the airport. So yeah, so Turo's who I'm taking my car back to today. That's a little rabbit trail, but a little informative if you're a traveler. And so, yep, off I go. Well, I'm loaded up and I'm headed to the airport. And of course, the minute I get to the door to bring my luggage out, it starts pouring down rain up here on the mountain. So anyway, hopefully it's not raining at the airport. Go drop off the car and get on the plane. So I'm sitting at a red light, and it just dawned on me that I did not do all my morning exercises, stretching. And so, of course, TMJ is a huge part of fibromyalgia. So when I get to the parking lot, I'm gonna do them for you. They're so fun. Well, I made it through the check-in at Kona. I'm in slow motion because it was kind of a shit show to get in. I went by the lot where I was supposed to leave the car, and it said it was full. So then I had to find another lot, and then it started raining, which is highly unusual down here by the ocean, but it poured. So then I had to park further out, and then I had to walk in the rain, and then I had to go clear to the other end of the terminal here at Kona, which isn't very far. It's like 2 to 3 minutes, but in the rain, and when you aren't quite sure where you're going and what you're doing. So this is part of the real shit show or funny that's going to happen. is when I booked my flight, because we stopped in Oahu for a few nights, Honolulu, I booked a couple direct flights. Well, not thinking I have to recheck my bag when I get to Honolulu. So I'm going to have to take my bag from baggage claim, recheck it, go back through security at Honolulu to be able to board my flight to Atlanta. Sometimes my brain really befuddles me, and I wish I had somebody else's brain. Oh my gosh. Didn't get to do my exercises in the car because I got crunched for time finding second parking. So you didn't get to see my TMJ exercises. Those will be another day. We'll get a good laugh out of that. So there's that word. That's how I feel. All right, I'm going to go chill and do some deep belly breathing, work on some of the things I learned with CSS, and try to keep my brain intact. So I found a seat, and I'm just going to chill here, close my eyes, and get ready for my lovely Honolulu experience at the airport. Yeah, that should be fun. My husband tells me that he knows my fibro's kicking up when my eyes look like two piss holes in a snowbank. En route, got luggage, and now you have to take a shuttle to Terminal 2, which is where Delta's at, because the inter-islands fly into Terminal 1. Yeah, good information to have. So I made it through my second check-in, and you have to go through an agriculture one for both Kona, and then of course now I had to do it for Honolulu. No big deal. It's all done. I am here. I'm almost to my gate for my flight to Atlanta. So I had time to watch a quick little video from a counselor that I really like, and she walked me through some CBT, some cognitive behavior therapy. And I couldn't believe it, but my eyes that were like piss holes in a snowbank are much better. My brain fog has left me, and I just really believe in this therapy of this neurological dysfunction going on. And so I worked the program, and yay, I'm feeling good. So I'm excited to get a bite to eat, grab some water, and go sit at my next gate. And actually I might just walk around a little bit because my next flight's like 8 hours long. Yep. A lot nicer being down here in this little cultural garden, waiting instead of sitting in the airport. Even though Honolulu's a pretty open airport, they have a lot of just open areas to sit, so that's really nice. Unexpected little waterfall. Atlanta, 8 hours, which is good. The tailwinds were with me, so the body did okay. Slept at least maybe 3 or 4 hours, so it's about, I don't even know what time it is back in Kona. But anyway, going to my next flight. Let's get home to Chattanooga, then get a cab and call her done.